some of the changes that are going on with HMOs and the legislation in Article 4, I'm so happy. Let me explain this. Do you guys know what Article 4 is? Article 4. All right, first let me explain something. The deals that we've been finding up until this point today have been profiting us in our back pocket around about £300 a month. Maybe £400 a month. How many of those do you need to be financially free? 10? How would you like it if you can retire on just 2 or 3 deals? The deals that we're buying right now, the deals that my students are buying right now, you've got to be able to do the foundational stuff. I could go on to some complicated stuff with you guys, bells and whistles, and you drop the balls. But now you've got the foundation. Being a property investor and working out the ROI, I want to talk to you guys about how you can absolutely kill it with HMOs. Because this is what makes me most of my cash flow, HMO properties. The definition of a HMO is super simple. People overcomplicate this. It's a house of multiple occupancy. It's a house where you rent it out on a room-by-room basis. How much rent do these houses that we've been looking at, how much rent do they give us a month? 400 or 500. Guess how much rent we'll get on an average room? 400 or 500 per room. Which means that we've got 400 or 500, call it 4, 8, 12, 16, £1,600 rent per month for one house. When you buy houses like this, what happens is you don't need that many. Are we all right? Yes. Are we okay, yes or no? Yes. You need like 2 or 3, maybe 4 if you're extra greedy. So how do you find, secure, and buy houses like this? Well, first, let me just talk about legislation. There's 2 types of legislation when it comes to HMOs. How many types, please? 1 is called planning. 1 is called licensing. If the HMO has got 5 or more bedrooms, you need a license. Getting a license, is it really hard or is it all right? It's easy, as long as the house is fit for purpose. That's it. If it's 4 bedrooms, or 3 or 4, you don't need a license. So you just buy it and rent it out by the rooms. I'm not saying that you shouldn't put fire doors in and make it safe. Of course, but you don't need a license. Planning, there's 2 reasons why you need planning. 1 reason is because there are 7 or more bedrooms, and then you need planning. The second reason is because it's in an Article 4 area. Then you need planning. Is planning really hard or is it okay? It's hard. So what I would suggest that you guys do is you guys buy HMOs. You rent it out on a room-by-room basis. But when it comes to the rules, you just make sure that there's not more than 7 bedrooms, and Article 4 we'll get to. This is the country, right? It's not shaped like this, but let's just say this is England. Back in the day, a few years ago, this is Article 4, this is Article 4, this is Article 4, and this is Article 4, and there's a tiny bit of Article 4 here. Article 4 are zones by the council. And the council say, in this area, you can no longer buy a house and rent the rooms out, because that's changing its use. So if you want to buy a house in these areas and you want to change the use, you've got to get planning permission, which they probably won't give you, and it's a nightmare. So in these areas, what happened was people went, oh my gosh, you can't do HMOs. So, oh man, I can't do HMOs here anymore. So they all start investing in HMOs here. And then they bring Article 4 here. People are like, man, what's going on? Right now, it's like this. Article 4, Article 4, Article 4. There's only like this much of non-Article 4 areas now. Is that good news or bad news? It sounds like bad news. And everyone's saying, that sucks. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I disagree. Now, October this year, they are bringing Article 4 into Doncaster. Now, when they bring Article 4 into Doncaster, do I then need to get planning? When they bring Article 4 into Doncaster, it's going to mean that anyone new buying houses in Doncaster, they can't do it anymore. Me, with my property that I have bought just before Article 4 comes in, I will have something called the grandfather rights. What's it called, please? Grandfather rights, which means that I will have automatic planning permission on that property. Which means, what's going to happen to my competition? Not zero, because there'll still be properties that were bought beforehand, but no more newbies can come onto my patch. What's going to happen to the demand for rooms? They're going to go up. So I'm going to rent them out $325 a room. This price, bear in mind it was bought like at 95 in 2016. I just bought it for 94. It's now since had a refurb. When that becomes Article 4, the price is going to go up, the rents are going to go up. I bought a house for $135 in Wolverhampton in 2017, August. $135. The following month, they brought Article 4 in. 2 months later, someone offered to buy it cash for $195. This is how you get maximum cash flow, maximum capital appreciation.